You know, a year ago, this guy was called Thicc Thor or Bro Thor by the official title. But given that it's 2020, I think we should rename him Lockdown Thor. The evidence is there for all to see. I mean, he's pretty much me. I mean, he's got really sort of overgrown scruffy hair. Let me check mine. Yep, scruffy hair. He's permanently in a dressing gown. Let's have a look. Yep, permanently in a dressing gown. And he's got lounge pants on. Let's just check. Lounge pants. Yep, always got those on. And oh God, no. Oh God, no. Oh God, I need help. Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're looking at the 1/6 scale Woo Toys Fat Thor, aka the Fat Vikings. I have a funny feeling the reason it's actually called Fat Vikings is because technically he counts as two people, hence why they put the S at the end. But anyway, here's the box. It looks pretty nice. You've got Fat Vikings written there, 1/6 action figure. It's got a very nice sort of Photoshop picture of the character there. He's saying Woo Toys. And then on the side we can see it's got Woo Toys there. Another picture of Fat Viking saying Woo Toys again. Again, the name of the actual figure. There is nothing on the back. There's a Woo Toys logo on the top. Name of the figure on the bottom. And it actually feels like a really solid, firm, steady box. And oh my God, it's doing it. It's doing the iPhone. Oh, that's so cool. And I just think I just broke something off my shelf. Bugger. Okay, I'll have to look around later and see if I can find what it was. And then underneath, we've got a foam insert. Yeah. Take that off. And inside we can see we've got the figure. We've got some accessories and some hands. And it looks like we've got a stand. Okay, let's pop this bad boy out of the box and actually see what we get. And I was incredibly surprised when I took this guy out, and he actually was quite heavy. Seeing as he's a thicker set fellow, that just seems appropriate to me. But it's on that very sort of large, chunky body that they've created for the oversized fella. A bit too chunky, you know. He was big from the front, but he wasn't as big around the sides. And unfortunately, this guy is big from every angle. But yeah, that's just a little gripe I've got. However, just taking it out of the packaging and having a look at the face and the body and the hands and all the accessories, it's actually quite impressive what they've done. Now the accessories are simply, he gets this little PS4 controller, which you can't call it PS4 controller, you call it a little game console controller, but yeah, we all know what it is. And it looks really, really well made, well sculpted, especially in 1/6 scale. To the eye, it looks very detailed. I'm quite impressed by that. He also comes with a little time thing for his hand, although it's on an elastic, and the details on it aren't superb. It's painted pretty nice, and you can see it's got everything you would probably want. But yeah, that elastic band is very thick, and it probably doesn't look too nice when you put it on. He also comes with a pair of really cool Lebowski shades, which is very, very cool. I like them. They're nice and thin arms and everything. They look appropriate to the scale. I really like those. They're going to go on him for sure. He also comes with beer bottles, and you do get stickers for these. I'm not going to show them just in case it gets me into trouble or whatever from branding or whatever. But yeah, you can put the sticker on here, and he's got himself some nice beers. And he also comes with cans of soft drink, and these are actually really die cast, which is really cool. I mean, very heavy, but very, very cool, and they feel cold to the touch, which actually adds to the realism a little bit more. And they're very well sculpted. Look, you can see the ring pull in there, curved inwards like a normal can would be. Yeah, they did a really great job with these. And these too come with stickers, so you can put the branding on them. However, like I said, I won't show them right here because it's a very popular soft drink. And he also comes with a ton of hands, and he comes with gripping hands. He comes with a trigger finger hand, which suggests to me that these are just stock hands that they've included with the figure. Probably came with those big thick bodies. I can't remember him firing off guns in Endgame, but yeah, he wasn't on screen all the time. I might have missed something. And like I said, the most important hand is the gripping for beer hand. And they're all very well sculpted. You You can see they've actually sculpted in the palms of the hands as well, the creases in the fingers, the fingernails. Everything is there that you would expect it to be, including some veins on the back of the hand. Looks really nice. And then we come to the figure. And it's a very nice looking figure. However, I suspect once we actually get the official Hot Toys Thor, if you're going to put this guy in your collection and he stands next to the official Hot Toys version, the bodies aren't going to work very well and it's going to look a little bit jarring. But let's just say this is Thor at his worst. Maybe he was in lockdown for a little bit too long and he accidentally ordered one too many takeaways from Uber Eats. He's actually quite a ton weight, but if we come in and have a look at the head sculpt, they've done a really nice job on it. I feel like the hair is a little bit, it looks sculpted, you know, it doesn't look as natural as I think it could do. It looks like somebody's gone in and sculpted the hair with some tools. It looks good, but it's yeah, it's a little bit blocky in places. We can see that head sculpt, the eye colours are different for the matching sort of robotic eye that he has in the movie. The skin flecking and texture is really good, and the beard could have looked really bad, but actually they've painted it really nice and it's been sculpted in pretty good, so he looks very disheveled. And then we come down, we can see he's got this robe on and he's got this sort of nice, really nice stitched hoodie. You can see all the stitching around the pocket here is actually really nice and clean. He's got the little dangly bits. The hood droops over the back pretty nice, and this dressing gown does drape pretty well considering how thin it is. It could have been very rough, very dishevelled, and it could actually be so ugly and creased coming out of the box. You can see like the cuffs on the hoodie are really nice and clean as well. But then we come down to the hands. I'm not too impressed by the gloved hands. They look good, don't get me wrong, but they're very thick because of the fabric they had to use. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward because I would have preferred if they'd have actually given us completely sculpted hands with gloves on. That way they could have looked fully in scale. Whereas these look a little bit, they're creeping into sort of like doll-like territory. And then underneath he's got his sweatpants on, and there's a little bit of the yeah, he's got his sweatpants on, and you know, he's anatomically correct, so to speak. And he's got this really sort of tartan plaid design in them that look really nice. And then the offending articles themselves, these really wind people up, the Crocs. They really upset people. I don't know why, but people really hate Crocs. But yeah, he looks very comfortable to me, and they're really nicely sculpted. They actually look a hell of a lot like the real deal. They're quite soft. You can actually, I think you can actually feel his toes underneath. So it looks like these at some point were sculpted on over normal feet. Yeah, they are. Can they come off? Oh, they can come off. Oh, no way. Yeah, they can come off. That's really cool. So you can have him barefooted if you really want him to be really lazy and relaxed, and then you can like hide these away in a box if you're you know, one of those people who absolutely detest Crocs. But yeah, I think the Crocs really suit him. I love the fact that he's wearing them and walking around in them. And here is the stand. It's very simple. It's like the old Hot Toys style stand without the nameplate. In fact, there's a little square bit here. It looks like it was going to have like a little port for the nameplate, but they never actually put it in. It's very strange. But yeah, it's okay. It's a matte black thing, and this is very loose, so it's very poor quality, and it's a bit of a letdown if I'm honest. However, crotch grabbers, more than happy to have this because I'm going to use it with the stands that I make myself, so that'll be very handy. And that's why I've called this guy Lockdown Thor, because he actually looks like me right now, which is really bad. I should really eat a few salads. But yeah, again, they've actually put some padding inside the hoodie here, which I don't think they needed to do, if I'm honest. He's thick enough, you know, he's big enough. He doesn't really need that extra gut padding there. It does make him look even bigger from the side, but then it could be because the clothing thickens out the back of it. They wanted that bulbous tummy sticking out to the front. However, it is going to be a little bit thicker than you're used to, and when the Hot Toys Thor comes out and it's a bit more like movie accurate with the body, you may actually find that this guy doesn't fit well standing next to him, but on its own it looks really great. And just to show you how accurate the body is, you can see they've actually sculpted in all the forearms, and they've even sculpted in hair and the belly underneath with the chest hair and everything. It's all painted and it looks really, really nice.
Oh, look at my titties. I'm dead sexy, me.
But yeah, that upper torso is very thick. It's not like hollow inside, it's actually just like one big block of plastic, which really does make him feel so much more heavier. And that kind of works for the figure. I mean, weighing him, you could probably weigh this guy right next to a die-cast Iron Man, you know, it wouldn't be too far off. And there he is with the sunglasses on, and I think that works brilliantly. In fact, this is the kind of guy you could have sit in a chair and just snooze away quite happily in the corner of your collection. Articulation isn't going to be a big deal for this guy because mostly the character is sedentary. But yeah, the head can turn left and right. He can look up a little bit and down a little bit, but however the hair restricts the movement a little bit. The neck is fixed to the body, however the arms can go out to almost shoulder length. They can go forward quite a lot. In fact, I think they can go all the way up if you really want. The arms are single jointed, so they do 90 degrees. There's no bicep swivel, but he does swivel at the elbow, and he's on wrist pegs on the hands, so it can go up and down and full 360 if you really want. He has a little bit of torso articulation. You can see the joint there, but not a lot, but he can move left and right a bit more. So yeah, you can have him sort of turned and walking, looking like an absolute boss if you really want. Yeah, that's it, son of Odin. Show us some sass, my friend. Legs have thigh swivel. They can go out quite far. The legs can go up to about there. There is a double bend in the knee. Come on, get in there. Double bend in the knee. And there is a generous ankle pivot. However, it's going to need to be manipulated because it's on a large sort of wrist peg type joint. So it can go forward and back and up and down, but you're going to have to move that ball peg around so that you can get him into the position you want. Oh yeah, Thicc Thor is loving the camera. You work it, friend. And here he is in a full sit down position. I've got him on the Sweeney Todd chair just to try and get him fitted. He kind of sits in it pretty nice, but unfortunately I've just realised that now he just looks exactly like me on a Friday night after work. So yeah, I'm looking into a mirror here and I'm not liking what I see. But overall, the figure is really, really nice, especially for the price. The accessories you get are really great. The Woo Toys knocked it out of the park in terms of accessories. The clothing is very nicely stitched. That dressing gown is nice and thin, but also drapes really well. The hoodie is very good. Not sure it needed the padding in the stomach, but however, it's there anyway. The head sculpt is very nice. It's got paint flecking and skin texture. He's got the scar on the face. There is a slight lack of likeness to Chris Hemsworth. Not a massive one, but it is a little bit off. And you know, that's to be expected with a third party figure. And the hair, I would have preferred it if they'd have matted it up a little more, made it a bit more clumpy and given him a little bit more of a Dread vibe. But as it is, it still looks very nice. I mean, he's pretty much the Lebowski, isn't he? I mean, he's awesome. It's Jeff Bridges from another movie. At least they've maintained a level of consistency in the MCU because they referred to Lebowski in the first Iron Man movie because of Jeff Bridges, and now they're referring to him again. But yeah, this is a very nice third-party offering. It's very high quality. The details are very surprising, and at the moment it is very nice. It may not look as good when he actually gets to standing next to the Hot Toys store, but we will see. It'll probably be a while before that figure comes out anyway. I was surprised by the level of articulation this guy has, and he seems to be getting into poses that I never thought he would. And I have to be honest, I'm having an absolute blast with this figure, and it's going to be fun posing him around in my Endgame collection. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you can do me a favour now, if you get the fuck out of my cave, I'm going to go have an existential crisis and question exactly what I've done with my entire life. And just to finish off, in case anybody asks in the comments, did I buy Crocs just so I could do that skit at the beginning? If I said yes, would you believe me? Good, because that's exactly what I did. Yeah, I bought those Crocs just for the skit. The things I do to entertain you guys. You're so lucky.